In this video, we give a quick tour of the Eagle Tester battery draining testing solution to show how it answers the question, where is energy drain happening in my app? In particular, we answer this question by navigating through the output of Eagle Tester in a battery drain testing session of the popular video streaming app Netflix. In this session, we used Eagle Tester to test 6 different Netflix versions. Each version was tested for 1 minute with the Netflix app sitting idle in the background with no user interaction and no video streamings. This test was run 4 to 5 times for every version. First, we navigate to the test analysis page of the Eagle Tester dashboard, where the x-axis shows different app version numbers and the y-axis of each bar shows the total energy drain and the breakdown of this energy drain by different phone components. Comparing the 6 bars, the immediate takeaway is that Netflix version 6.3.0 until 6.20.1 incurred an unusually high battery drain compared to the earlier versions of the app. Next, we want to understand which phone component Netflix versions 6.3 through 6.20 are draining energy when sitting idle in the background. To see this, we look at the component energy breakdown within each bar. We see that for Netflix sitting idle in the background, the majority of the energy drain happens due to its CPU usage. The bar shows the average battery drain of the CPU across all test iterations, with a 95% confidence interval drawn in blue. Although Netflix only uses the CPU in this test scenario, Eagle Tester can also capture the energy drain of many other hardware components, including the GPU, hardware decoder, screen, SD card, GPS, and network. To understand why Netflix version 6.3 drains an unusual amount of CPU energy, we click the bar to expand the test iterations, which allows us to further examine each test more closely. For example, here we click the bar for the first test iteration. This brings us to the timeline view of that test run. The timeline view of the test output shows the instantaneous power draw of individual phone components, including CPU, GPU, hardware decoder, screen, SD card, GPS, and network over the testing period. Further, it shows a recorded screen video which can be replayed in sync with the power timeline, which is useful for showing apps running in the foreground. Since Netflix was run in the background, the video only shows the Eagle Tester on the foreground. Since Eagle Tester performs whole system energy profiling, the initial power timelines shows the power draw of all processes running on the phone. To examine the power timeline of all components of a specific process, the developer can select that process from a drop-down menu. Coming back to examining the CPU energy drain of Netflix, we select the Netflix process from the drop-down menu. The power timeline now breaks down the power draw into the individual threads of the Netflix process. Examining the CPU power, we clearly see that the Netflix thread Process Manager continuously drains a constant CPU power of 300 milliamps. This is the root cause of the energy leak which has haunted Netflix for over a year. We reported this bug to Netflix, which they then fixed in the 7.8.0 release, shown in the significant reduction of its CPU energy use. This concludes our demo.